I'm Sean with Boys of the North, and tonight we're going to be doing a stealth camp on a billboard.
In this week's stealth camp, I'm actually going to climb up a 70-foot highway billboard where I'll endure the worst night's sleep I think I've ever had. To get to the billboard, I had to stealthily hike down the railroad tracks, then make the dangerous climb up, where I was rewarded with a spectacular view. If you're afraid of heights, you're definitely not going to like this one.
Alright, well, we're burning daylight. Got to get after it pretty quick here. Oh, we got a train. Got to be super careful going back here. There's workers, trains, security. So I'm gonna sneak in down this abandoned railroad track that's kind of off of the main section, and that should be a little more secluded. There's woods back there and the railroad's no longer in use. So I kind of walk about 500 yards that way back in the woods. But I did see a truck parked further down the tracks. It's probably a sign of workers. That's what I don't want to run into. We're burning daylight. Got out here a little later than I wanted, but we're gonna give it a go. Super sketchy. I gotta climb up there. There's a ladder, but it doesn't actually start till about 20 feet up in the air. So I'm gonna have to climb up. I got a rope. Oh, there's a deer. So this railway is no longer in use and gets us out of that main area where you have a lot of trains, a lot of traffic and workers and whatnot. I don't think anybody will be back in this area, hopefully, so I can stay nice and stealthy. Yeah, I've got about 50 feet of ladder, but it doesn't start till you're a good 20 feet off the ground or so. So I imagine we're 60 to 70 feet in the air. And there's a little walkway. I haven't been up there yet, but I think I can camp on that walkway. We'll see how it goes here. Made it a little later than I wanted to be, but we're here. I'm gonna give it a go. Hopefully there's enough light from that sign. That sign's giving off some serious light. Oh, there's bats flying around. And then with the light of my headlamp, should be able to film enough here, but as you can see, the ladder is way up there. I gotta get up that ladder. So that climbing rope is almost too heavy to toss. What I need to do is get my rope over the bottom rung of that ladder so I can climb up there. And first I gotta lasso it. So what I did, I got some paracord. It's a little lighter than the climbing rope. It's super loud around here. We got the sound of the freeway, which is right here. We're about a mile outside of the city. The train's going by constantly up and down the east coast here, and we're right off the river where you have a lot of barges and big ships going by, so it's pretty loud. I don't know if you can see it, but I did get the rope over. It just didn't drop down. Too many trees in the way and stuff, and then the rope's getting caught on branches down low. Not fun.
but we're gonna get it.
Oh, that was close. Third type of attempt. I got the carabiner up there, but it wasn't enough weight to drop down. It bounced off. Look at how that thing fell. Maybe I can get it to drop, hopefully. Alright, we did it. I got it over the rung of the ladder and was able to shimmy it off of there so it slid down. There's enough weight with this log. Probably be a little easier if there was like knots in it, but I'm just gonna pull myself up. Then I've got the rope tied down to my bag, which once I get up there, I'll pull it up by that. That was a heck of a climb. I had the weight of my backpack and it barely fit through the opening to get up here. So it kept catching and I'm like hanging out on this ladder. My arms are like dead. So I climbed straight up, but my arms are dead. Like I said, I'm pretty beat. And now that I'm up here, I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of dreading the climb down, actually. And I don't think I'll do it with my backpack. I might just have to toss the backpack and hope it lands in a tree. You know, land on the sleeping bag or something. Stuff my drone and headlamps and stuff inside of the sleeping bag so when it hits the ground, or hopefully it lands in a tree, that it won't break. But I'm not climbing down with that backpack again. I've got way too much gear for this. Which wouldn't have been so bad, but before I got to the ladder, I had to really pull myself up with all that weight and then I had to actually pull the backpack up once I got to the ladder. I had my one arm hooked under the ladder while I swung the backpack onto my shoulder and then climbed straight up, and all that extra weight, and after deadlifting myself up to the ladder a good 20-30 feet, my arms are about shot, maxed out here. So hopefully I can rest tonight, and tomorrow morning the climb maybe won't be so bad. It'll be daylight as well. Hopefully I'll wait till the sunlight comes up and go down first light, maybe a little after. But definitely I'm afraid of heights, you know. I've been
I did that bridge stealth camp and that didn't bother me at all, but something about this one, you know, a bridge is super sturdy. This thing, it's just like a grate, metal grate. It's kind of, the ladder was kind of janky too. There were sections of the ladder where you know, the whole time I'm climbing, I'm checking out the welds of the ladder, just praying that nothing breaks. They looked good, but where there was like 10-foot sections of ladder where they weren't actually fused together. So you had like an opening between ladders. Could barely get the backpack up, so I threw it up onto the platform here, the catwalk, and I heard something drop, and I looked, and it was one of the water bottles I had. My backup water bottle fell. Not that big a deal, but I just realized my phone was in that pouch as well, so it took the 70-foot drop. Where the pole comes up and kind of branches out, cantilevers out from side to side. So I'm staying right where that middle section is, right where the base is, so it doesn't sway as much. You go out towards the end, either end, and it starts swaying a lot more. It'd be pretty intense to be up here on a windy night, that's for sure. That's kind of why I chose tonight as well. There was only supposed to be like 6-mile-an-hour winds, so. Don't drop anything. Don't drop anything. On either side in the middle here, there's like a little bit of a ledge there, but other than that, it's wide open. So I'm not going to put my air mattress pad down and build it up higher to where I could roll off either side. I don't like that. So I was going to cook a whole meal, but after that climb, I'm not feeling so hungry. I did eat a little bit of dinner before I left home. But I was going to do a dehydrated meal, some chicken pesto, which I still could do later if I get hungry, but I'm not that hungry right now. But I did bring mango cream soda and some vanilla ice cream. I actually ordered this from like a Chinese distributor. So this came from Asia because I can't find mango soda anywhere in the US. I don't know, it just doesn't exist really. Super hard to find. So I ordered this from Asia, and looks pretty good. Mango creamy soda. Let's give it a try. It's a weird can. It's like almost metal, but it's like a different, unique design for sure. Smells mango-y. Oh my god, that's like the best soda I've ever had. I love mango. So I don't know why there's a lack of like actual mango soda in the US. I can't find it really anywhere. Oh my god. It's just straight mango and creamy. It's got Japanese writing on it, but it's really good. And I had ordered this. I put in an order through this Asian distributor and also got some milk tea, which is really good. I love milk tea, can't really find it anywhere in the US, so I put in an order for that and then looked up like some unique sodas that I wanted to try. So I ordered like $50, $60 worth of different sodas and milk tea. So let's give it a go. Oh man, that's so good. I don't know if you noticed or not when I poured that. One thing with all the Japanese drinks and stuff, on the sodas, they don't use like any artificial dyes like we do in the US, which is gonna change soon, I'm sure. But they've figured it out sooner than us. They're super healthy, super health oriented over there, and they have eliminated artificial dyes. So when you get soda, it's like clear. It's just, it has the carbonation, but it's got a clear look to it. But this is great. Yeah, I had the hardest time. I've been looking for years for mango sodas, and nothing really matches a true mango soda. So I was happy to find this from Japan. I'm just kind of sitting here hunched on my sleeping bag. Not really good for my back, but I did bring a chair, but I'm afraid to sit in it. I lugged that camp chair up here, but that's just gonna put me higher off my base, and it tilts on me. I'm going side, you know, right over. So kind of afraid to do that. At least on the bridge I had railings on either side, so it gave me an added security feature. Here you got nothing. I'm going, you know, like I did, I dropped my phone. It's a nice clear night. Should be good sleeping weather. All I brought was like a sweatshirt. I'm gonna sleep in shorts. Got my sleeping bag with. So it should be a nice night up here. Besides the rocking, maybe the rocking will put me to sleep. Luckily I don't sleepwalk, because if I did I'd be in trouble here. One thing I could have done and should have done was bring a harness. I should have been harnessed in for sure. I didn't realize once I got up here, it didn't look that high to me, but once you get up here, it's definitely high, man. Really high. Got my camp pillow. I'll just be laying like this. That's it. So that's where I climbed up, right through here, and my backpack, of course, got hooked on all this. I could barely squeeze up with the backpack on, and then got it up, and it hit here. I threw it up on there, and of course my phone popped out the other side and fell about 70 feet. So say after being up here about an hour and a half, 2 hours now, I have adjusted a little bit, I would say. I'm not as scared, so I am dreading that climb down. I was actually thinking about climbing down and getting my phone. Actually found a owl pellet on the catwalk here, so there's been owls up here. Wonder what kind they were. And there were bats flying around, but they I don't see them inside of here. They were just kind of flying around the lights, hunting bugs and such. It is a really nice view up here though, that's for sure. Got a nice view. You can see the city over that way. Then down here near the railway, there's just tons of woods and wetlands. Kind of a marshy area, deer and waterfowl. And then on the other side you got the beautiful highway, noisy as all heck. So it's basically just the catwalk, and as further you go out away from that, the center of this thing, it really starts swaying on you. You can feel every step. It's just cantilevered. So this is the catwalk. You got this catwalk, and it's actually 2 levels. So you got the upstairs. You actually got the upstairs level too. That doesn't really, that's kind of like your roof up there. And then your billboards are just straps. Well, temperature's dropping, it's getting a bit cold, and the wind direction, unfortunately, is blowing right down through here like a tunnel. Seems to be more action on the tracks at night, I guess. If I look over there, those trains I walked by earlier, there's people working on them. The lights are all shining, and there's trucks going up and down the tracks. I'm a good
300 yards off of it, probably more than that. Probably, I'm a good 500 yards off the main track, so.
I'm kind of more secluded over here by the highway, but not directly off the highway. You can't access this from the highway unless you want to truck through some marshes or jump down a ravine.
I've just been sitting here, nothing to do.
Usually I bring a book with my pack and everything. I'll read a book in my hammock when I'm camping, but this time I forgot it. I went out the door pretty quick and forgot a few things, including the book, because that would have been perfect up here just to read. We definitely got more than a 6 mile/hour wind here. It's blowing pretty good. Well, I've been sitting here a while, not much to do. I went through my whole GoPro camera footage, just checking out the whole memory card, what footage I had in there. Then I was checking out the view in either direction, which got a pretty good vantage point from up here, so good view for sure. Just been sitting there watching the trucks go by on the highway and people off in the distance working on the train. Pretty much see my vehicle where I parked in the lot there. Okay, well, I tried the mango drink. Now I'm gonna try this royal milk tea. I haven't tried this brand yet. I don't like that one as much. This one's got a kind of a weird flavor. I guess it's more the black tea in there. It's very strong. The other brand that I have tried of this is really good. Comes in a plastic bottle, big plastic bottle. I forget the brand name, but it doesn't have it's more a creamy flavor. This has more tea, more black tea, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of a weird flavor. I wonder how much workers make to come up here and change the billboard signs out. After spending the night up here, I guess I'm somewhat of an expert. I could get hired on. Come up here and change the signs out. I'd have to get over my fear of heights though, so that might take a few trips up. Yeah, it's windy. I was sitting here thinking, what are the chances of them changing the sign while I'm up here if they showed up and went to work changing the sign and found me up here. Not much else to do. It's getting late anyway. We'll see what type of quality sleep I get while up here. Most of the time I'm able to fall asleep when I'm stealth camping or in a weird spot, but sometimes I don't get the best quality sleep, so we'll see how I do up here. Should be able to sleep. This grate isn't going to feel very good on the back. The traffic behind me is super loud. It hasn't died down much at all, so I'm going to put my headphones in and hope that calms it down, dims the noise out a bit. Not the greatest sleep, that's for sure. Got pretty cold up here, a lot colder than I thought it was going to be. I'm actually ready to get down because just not a good sleep up here, and I want to get back down to the ground, man. Back on level ground. Super windy all night, and the road noise on the highway never stops, so kind of annoying. Lots of loud cars and trucks. But I'm gonna get packed up and head down here. That wind's real cold. Definitely should have brought warmer clothing.
That was the eagle that just flew by. That's the sketchiest part right there, is transitioning down the ladder and then transitioning over to the main ladder. This isn't going to be fun, but just going to get it over with. That's the sketchy section where the ladder's just hanging there. And checking those welds too. Let's see if my phone made the fall.
Oh, it made it.
Alright, let me tell you, it's nice to get back on solid ground. Quite the climb down. I believe that Billboard's a lot higher than I had originally thought. It's got to be 70, 80 feet. because it's a good 20 feet before you get to that ladder. Now we got the trek out of here, which got to be very careful and stealthy to not get caught by these railroad guys. Hopefully they're not in here. They were definitely working last night in the same area I'm heading out. I didn't really like being up that high, to tell you the truth. I don't think I'll be climbing on stuff. Maybe if I find the right water tank. I was so worried about my climb down. It wasn't near as bad once I just did it. The more I sat there and thought about it, the scarier and harder it got to me. But once I actually just went for it and did it, on the way coming down, it didn't feel so bad. It was a windy night up there. That billboard was blowing and rocking. The wind was whipping through, right through between the billboards where I was sleeping. I had my warmer degree sleeping bag, but it wasn't enough. I should have brought maybe some sweats and a jacket. Got down into the 50s last night. That wind. One of the things that made it completely doable to get up there was that I was completely secluded back there. It's a little wooded area, even though the highway's right there and everything. Nobody could see me, so I had time to get up and down. The only time somebody would have been able to see me was on my ascent or descent. So now this is the sketchy part. Hopefully I can get through here without a hiccup. Workers over there. Man, need to get up a different way. I'm constantly been scouting for good spots to stealth camp, and I saw that billboard, thought it would make it for a good one, especially since it was pretty secluded. So I went for it. Probably not the brightest idea, but it was definitely different. Unique camp for sure. Luckily I did manage to get at least a few hours of sleep last night. Probably managed about 4 hours of sleep. It was the longest night of my life, that's for sure. I kept waiting for the sun to come up, but took a while, and then finally it was up. But I was in and out. I would sleep for an hour, wake up, sleep for an hour, wake up, and I didn't have my phone, so I had no way of knowing what time it was. That was kind of a weird thing as well. Looks like we had another successful stealth camp. Thanks for watching, Boys of the North, and as always, escape comfort.